Don't need no invitation, 'cause you know where I am. No need to call me 'cause I'm always home. Coming over.
Tonight on The Living Room, Chris visits Chile's best-kept secret, amazing Valparaiso. Miguel in a take-no-prisoners seafood smackdown.
Come on. Eh? Ching, ching, ching.
And a dream ended last night. We talked to the latest eliminated MasterChef contestant. In the living room. Now, gentlemen, I hope you've outdone yourselves with some great stories tonight.
We're just here to please you, aren't we? That's it, really.
Then why aren't you all in wetsuits, let's face it? Now, let's start with you, Chris. You headed back to Chile?
Of course, how could we not go back? You know what, with those direct flights to Santiago, thanks to Qantas. Sorry.
So you went to Santiago, but you didn't stay just there?
No, I headed straight off to a little place called Valparaiso, which is a mysterious little secret that only Chileans seem to know about. It just took me a little while to work the place out.
Valparaiso. It's Spanish for really hilly. OK, I'm making that up, but it's the first thing you notice about this port. 45 hills clustered with eclectic architecture overlooking the Pacific Ocean. It's just a 2-hour drive northwest of Chile's capital, Santiago. Lonely Planet calls this Latin America's most unusual city.
It's hard to believe this place really isn't on the tourist trail. The moment I arrived in Chile, everyone said, you have to come to Valparaiso. Hola.
Hola.
I'm starting to see why. Everywhere you look, there's colour, there's music, and there are these laneways and streets that just seem to go everywhere.
Everywhere or nowhere? OK, I'm going to try a little experiment. Can a guy find a specific address in this Chilean maze with no map, no Spanish, and no idea?
I had a friend that came here and they said, if you want the best view in town, you have to go to 389 Subida Artilleria. Finding it, though, is probably going to be the biggest challenge of all. ¿Cómo está?
Hola.
¿Dónde este...
No.
Where that is?
Claro, ahí después de llegar allá.
Got it. Hola. Can you tell me? Do you know where that is? Is that way? I'm going the wrong way. Excellent. Pardon. Pardon, excuse me. ¿Dónde este Subida Artilleria?
Let me see if I can help you. To be antillera.
I think it's that.
No?
No.
It's not good.
Valparaiso is Chile's cultural capital. It's full of sailors, students, artists and eccentrics. So you never know who's just around the bend.
Hola.
Hola. Where are you from?
From Australia.
Vacations?
Holiday with these guys. Doing a TV show.
Oh, all right.
Because, you know, back in Australia, he'd get arrested for doing this.
No, but here is very welcome because this city, you know, it's very spontaneous. Like people start building houses here because they were running away from the tsunami. So it was very informal and then try to make the house pretty with colors and paintings.
And so it's a city that allows your imagination to be
sure.
shown
Yeah,
through the walls, through the
encourage,
music.
encourage.
Through, yeah.
Yes.
OK. And you're doing that right now, Tia?
La belleza o la alegría.
The beauty of life.
The beauty of life.
Life is about love.
Valparaiso, city of love?
Yeah. Yes.
You know that?
Absolutely.
Adios. Muchas gracias.
I'll be honest, this already feels like I'm halfway up the Andes, and I'm not a huge fan of heights. But as far as I can tell, this address is up there.
Serious? Is that safe? What's wrong with, like, a normal lift? Or a set of stairs?
This elevator from hell is actually a heritage-listed funicular, built in the rickety 1800s. In these parts, it's everyday public transport, but it's one of the world's 100 most endangered historical treasures.
Is this safe? Is it safe?
Right now, the only thing that feels endangered is me.
Socorro! Socorro! That's ridiculous. Do you get this every day? Yeah. Muchas gracias. Right. Followed all my instructions of come up the funicular. This view just shouldn't be too far away. Hola.
Hola.
Do you know where this is? Here.
Conception Hill and Happy Hill.
Okay. All right. Not here. They say life's not about the destination, it's about the journey. But that's clearly said by someone that never actually got to their destination. That's not going to be me. I'll find this view.
I got to say, my faulty tower's Spanish is the one thing slowing me down.
Hola, lindas.
Time to play the Miguel card.
Miguel's texted me a few phrases that are going to be very handy, so... Te puedo besar.
Again?
Te puedo besar.
See? Kiss. Kiss.
Kiss. Miguel. Miguel told me that meant nice to meet you. Muchas gracias.
Note to self, kill Miguel.
And I will.
Miguel gets you to first base with a hot Chilean chick and you want to murder him.
Honestly, that was nothing. He also gave me a phrase, quieres un masaje. Miguel, what does that mean?
I want a massage.
So how many cab drivers did you try that on?
Just the ones I couldn't afford the fare for.
Right. Oh, shameful, Chris. Well, just how far will Chris go to get to the best view in Valparaiso? We'll find out later in the show. And Barry throws a curveball with an incredible 70s, very groovy home. But we'll get right into it after the break with Miguel's all-star seafood grudge match. Whew, don't go anywhere. With the living room, and it's great to have you with us. You're just in time for the most popular segment ever in the history of Australian television. It's called Hot or Not. I may have oversold it slightly. Now, if you still had the Crazy Frog ringtone years after it became legal to push anyone who was using one off a bus, well, move your chair a little closer to the TV because the Hot or Not segment is for you. Every week we rifle through the drawers of the planet looking for gadgets and gizmos and ideas. Then we decide if they should get hotted or get knotted. Chris, you have a visitor. We'll start with you. You look a little nervous there, Chris.
Really? What makes you think that?
Why are you wearing a cricket box, I wonder?
I have something very special. It's called the cat playhouse. You know that age-old problem of cats shredding your furniture, your couch, your rug?
Why do they do that?
They do it for a couple of reasons. First of all, to sharpen their nails, but also to mark their territory, because when they leave their little handprint against your sofa, it leaves a bit of sweat there, and it sort of marks out where they are.
All right, so what's this supposed to do?
You normally have a cat scratching post by your sofa, which doesn't look too good, whereas this is how you transform your cat into a DJ.
Demonstration, please, Chris.
Let me. So
Miguel's hiding.
Can't wait to see it.
So what you do, the cat obviously walks up and goes, hey, it's time to mix things up a bit. Gets on there and
Oh, yeah.
fixes up a few tunes.
All right.
So
Cat's loving it. Who wants their cat up at 3 a.m. in the morning playing Who Let the Dogs Out? Who actually... Who? I know. Oh, yeah. Comfortable and relaxed, Chris?
fantastic.
OK. Now, it's up to me to decide whether it's hot or not.
Can you do it quickly?
OK. Oh, let me think. I'm sorry, I think it's a knot. You agree with me? I think it's a knot? Yeah. OK, now Miguel's protecting his area with a toaster. What's going on?
Yes. All our protection today. Okay, I got the holy toast. Have a look in this. Check it out. It's a plastic stamp that you press against the bread. You know, when it's toast, you got en nombre del Padre, del Hijo, el Espíritu Santo, and the holy toast.
So it's like a miracle at every breakfast time.
That's it. Yeah, it is pretty much like that. But, you know, it's one of the things you wouldn't buy the Pope because he's probably get every Christmas like thousands of them. And I got to say as well, in Spain is no chance I'll get away with talking about this right now, because I believe for Christian Catholics like me, this will be really hard to swallow.
Well, to save you from burning in hell, we'll say it's a not, shall we?
Or can we just give him Indy for a little while?
You right, Chris?
I'm fine. Thank you. Thanks for asking.
You're sweating a little?
Yes.
All right. Barry, over to you.
Just the facts, Barry, just the facts.
Just go quickly.
Amanda, what I've got is a Lomo camera. It's a low-tech camera. There's nothing digital about it, except for, of course, a case. I mean, I think that's pretty
beautiful.
artistic. Yeah, and that's the idea behind these cameras. The producers of this camera wanted that old-fashioned artistic look when you take a photo. So this is traditional film. You have to send it away to be developed, wait for it to come back, just like we did in our day.
I know. And you'd send your photos off, and a week later you'd get them from the chemist, and they're all crap.
Well, you know, there's a whole subculture with this sort of thing. And, you know, artistically, the shots, some of the shots, the ones that work out, can come up all right. So, you know, they're interesting, artistic.
Slightly blurry.
Yeah, it can go wrong, as it has for us.
Right,
sometimes.
so people are buying a camera to bring human error back into their photographs.
I don't know if that's why they're buying it, but that can happen again.
I thought alcohol did that naturally.
Don't you talk? Have you seen that photo? I like the idea of that, you know, you can't just go all the way with technology. You still need that human element somewhere. So I'm going to make that a hot.
Very good.
Yeah, I'll make that a hot. How are you going there, Chris?
Fine.
Want us to keep chatting away over
Anything
here?
you want to talk about? Anything on your mind?
Sure. Well, look, if you've seen anything new, amazing, completely stupid, or something that will destroy Chris's nether regions, we'd love you to tell us about it by visiting our website. There'll be more Hot or Not next week. But Miguel, we're over to you now. Speaking of hot, you had a pretty hot contest this week, didn't you?
Boiling hot.
Well, you cooked off against one of Australia's top chefs, Alistair McLeod from Ready Steady Cook.
Okay, what this is, he's like 10 years more experienced than me. He's one of the seafood machines, and he still thought he could beat me in a seafood challenge.
Oh, because you are the king of seafood, obviously.
Oh, that's a little bit pretentious, I have to say. Just call it the prince.
Yeah, maybe the Queen Mother. Let's have a look.
Welcome to the beautiful Sydney Fish Market. I spend so much time here getting the best seafood in the world. Today, I'm so excited. I have a cook-off with one of the most talented seafood chefs in the country, Alistair McLeod. He's got a funny accent, just like me. Did you have to get inspired?
Yeah, well, this is where it all starts, you know.
Good job.
Miguel Maestri, I have done nothing but cook fresh local seafood for 22 years. So you have a challenge on your hands.
Ooh, shaking, I'm shaking. So the rules of the battle are simple. We each choose a fish, cook our signature recipe, and face judgment from a panel of expert fishermen. Here we are. Alistair, bingo! Salmon. Can you please use protection?
Sure.
So, you know, you don't want to start playing with the salmons without a little bit of protection. The smell is very important. It's very important that it smells like the ocean. It actually doesn't smell fishy at all. Looking in his eyes, so romantic. And you make sure there is no blood around the eyes.
You're the one. You look like a perfect couple.
I love you too. Thank you very much.
Now, Miguel, I have got my eye on this fellow here.
What, the little guy?
Red rock cod or scorpion fish. But this wee fellow is going to trump your big fella. Size does not matter, Miguel.
Does not matter? You sure of that? Our duel will take place upstairs. Microplane? At the amazing Sydney Seafood School. Today's dish is gonna smash the competition, not just because the salmon is the king of the ocean. My dish is so simple to make that you can do it without even one little bit of heat and lots and lots and lots of love. That's why I'm gonna win.
Chef Maestri, I like it, I like it. But I think you also overpromised, because I tell you what, I'm gonna do a dish that the fishermen would make. So like a bouillabaisse,
Yeah.
but I'm gonna make it a wee bit exotic, you know, to be sure. And I'm gonna use spices that speak of North Africa. I'm gonna take you places.
Sounds fantastic.
Right.
First thing, I do the marinade. Lemon zest, lime zest, lemon juice, lime juice. Sugar, the star anise and the chili, they're just gonna give that lovely touch of je ne sais quoi.
Oh, I think he's full of confidence, but is it enough? Right, so the vegetables, they're providing the savoury base for our braised, but the things that really give it the personality are the spices.
And what is that? The...
Fennel and the cumin.
So what I'm doing is put a beautiful marinade all over the salmon. Alistair, look at that.
Oh, yeah.
That's so sexy and it looks fantastic.
Once the vegetables are nice and golden, I'm adding in some fish stock, tinned tomatoes, and some chickpeas, and also I'm adding in some lemon zest.
In a way.
I would agree with you, Miguel, that the heat of the kitchen isn't temperature, it's pressure, and you're looking under pressure.
What do you mean? I'm just look sweaty because I'm probably the only hot guy in the kitchen. Now, fresh deal. Lay down the salmon, roll. Lots of pressure. Put it in the fridge overnight. So it sets beautiful and it's got an amazing, amazing, perfect round shape.
It's time to add our scorpion fish. And it will just poach gently in there, 3 or 4 minutes, and it's going to be perfect. Passion. You got it?
Oh my God!
See? See?
I can feel the passion. That's like a really strong passion. That looks pretty.
That's handsome. You want the seafood to be the star of the show, and I'm going to use the lemon ricotta just to anoint the scorpion fish. Just to anoint.
The moment of the truth is here. Our judges are on their way to the kitchen. Paul and Tony too, are experts. Straight off the wharf.
They won't even have seen the dish, and they'll have started to smell it. I think I'll have won them over at that point.
Which dish will our 3 fishermen be unable to resist? I've seen his dish. It's quite good looking. It's got earthy looking. It's rustic. But I believe that mine is hip sexier. It looks fresher. It's simpler, and it's gonna win. It's gonna win. It's gonna win.
I really like that, Miguel. I really did like that.
You
but
enjoy?
Yeah, but I'm just going to have to say, if you'd like the recipe for that or the subtitles, head to our website.
You know, what is true, I don't know how somebody with that Irish accent can be actually in TV.
Look at those 2 laid-back, relaxed men, not competitive. Right, let's see how that goes after the break. But later in the show, we also deliver fresh from the MasterChef kitchen the latest eliminated contestant. We'll be back in a flash. Well, great to have you back with us on the living room. Before the break, Miguel and Alistair McLeod from Ready Steady Cook were in a seafood showdown. It was kind of like West Side Story with fish. But when we left you, the judges were about to decide the results.
So I actually right now really nervous how I was in that moment. I actually got tickles in my tummy right now. Just looking at what is gonna happen. I feel actually super nervous.
You've got tickles in your tummy.
I cannot say butterflies because that's a little bit sexy.
Look, no need to be nervous. If you don't win, obviously your job here is over and we've kind of liked you along the way, but let's see how you go, shall we?
You nervous, Alistair?
I'm nervous. I'm not smiling on the inside.
This is it. Alistair's stew versus my salmon work of art. My Irish opponent has cooked a hearty home-style dish with a spicy kick. And mine is a no-cook cured salmon dish designed to impress. Fishermen, Paul, Tony, and Tony too, are ready to make their judgment. All the fishermen are here.
Cooking fish for fishermen is like singing songs in front of your auntie.
There's a little bit of pressure, isn't it, Alistair? Oh my God.
Celery, I reckon there are lots of sort of winter vegetables.
He's liking it as well.
Cumin, a little bit
Oh,
exotic.
oh my God, I'm really nervous for you, and it's not even my dish yet.
Beautiful. Nice, good job.
Is it a good job? Oof. So now is the salmon time. Delete out of your brains any gastronomic memories.
Oh, he's not giving much away on the face. Oh, I can't take it anymore.
No. Look, we are going to decide now. Well, boys, it all comes down to this. There is no loser.
There's no loser.
There is no loser. They are both. There was a split-hair decision.
So the winner of the first vote, Mr. Alistair McLeod.
Come on.
It is you. Yes, that's a little bit gutty, isn't it? And the second one, it is. Oh my God, me! Oh no, God! Me! Okay, and this is the moment of the truth. Yes. The winner of the competition is. Is it? Yes! Yes! I had to say, your dish is absolutely amazing.
You're a superstar. Thank you very much, Miguel.
Thank you very much, Alistair. Thank you, boys.
Brilliant.
Bloody fisherman. Cheers, big ears.
Cheers. Same goes big nose.
Can't win with you. I still think that mine was his better.
So gracious in defeat. I loved how you turned it around and it was M for me! Me!
That was one of the most exciting moments of my whole career.
I know, isn't that sad? Look, you'll have to clear out your desk because obviously Alistair's starting next week, but it's been lovely. Thank you.
But, you know, in my defense, I had to say something. You know,
He won?
He only beat me by 1 point. I'm one of the best chefs in the country. I got second, so you know.
You hold on to that, Miguel. Now, as always, when Miguel cooks, you'll find the recipe on our website along with other information and tips from the show, so dive in and have a look. Well, it's finally here, my part of the show, if you don't mind. This is Whose House. Now, every week I visit the home of a well-known Australian to check out their stuff, but you guys have to guess from a series of clues before we begin whose house I'm in. I will give you a clue to get on with. We first got to know him as a little bit of a handyman.
So he's on the tools.
It's not true.
Barry Dubois.
I was going to say, have you been to my place lately?
She does that, you know. You've got to keep your doors
didn't even
locked.
notice I was there. No. Wore them on my head, Barry. One more clue. Let's have a look. He gets up early for his job.
Is he in the media?
He's in the media. This next one might help you. Before he had a job in the media, he had another career.
Dr. Phil.
Oh, no, it's not Dr. Phil.
There aren't that many doctors in the media.
Well,
Good ones, anyway.
Right.
But
you good on the tools?
well, I reckon I know.
You think you know? You two any closer?
I think I'm with Chris. I think I know who it is.
Do you? Look at
I wouldn't
Miguel's
have a
face.
clue.
You have absolutely no idea. I've got one more killer clue, and this will absolutely give it away after the break.
Want more from the living room? Find more inspiring ideas, handy hints, photos, recipes, and you can even watch tonight's episode again on our website.
Well, it's great to have you back on the living room. These three brainiacs are struggling to guess whose house I'm visiting on our Whose House segment this week. You two think you're getting close now, Miguel.
It's not Dr. Phil, so.
No, it's not Dr. Phil. Is that the only doctor you know?
Well,
Where do you go to when you
Dr.
actually have an
Chris.
ailment? All right, now...
He comes to me, which
Does
is...
he? Do you give him worming tablets?
At all hours, too.
All right, here's your final clue before we discover whose house I'm in.
Yeah, I definitely know. That's the breakfast show.
Who do you think it is?
I reckon it's Rochi.
It is. My Who's House guest this week is the charming, early rising Dr. Andrew Rochford. Hello.
How are you?
I'm very well, thank you.
Come in.
Just at the...
What is this?
I know you're a doctor. I just bought a sample. Where would you like me to put it, and when can I get those results back for me?
What are we?
Isn't that what doctors do? What sort of doctor are you?
I'm going to put this away.
Okay, just pop it there. I thought he was a doctor. This is a beautiful place you have here.
Thank you.
You know, one of the things I know about you,
Yes.
apart from the fact that I thought you're a doctor,
Yeah.
is that on one hand, you save people, but what's this obsession? And look, you've even got this here, murderers, serial killers. What's all that about?
I love serial killers. No, I don't love serial killers. So Dexter is my favourite series of all time. It's the psychology of it that I love. I got caught up in it when I was a medical student. I just love the psychopath and the psychology of it. I don't actually love them, but I like the concept of a brain that goes bad, and that's why I love the mafia as well.
Okay.
My dog's name's Capone.
And why Capone?
He gets away with murder.
Ah. Hello, little one. Hello. This is fabulous. There's a lot of drawers here. Will you play a game with me called Random Draw? If I open up these drawers...
Yes.
All right, can I open this one?
Go ahead.
Is this your secret man crush?
So this was obviously one of the big first interviews I got to do when I started trying to become somebody that could interview people. And Ray had just had his book out. And there's a line in here where he says the one question that he wanted to ask was what the Queen has in her handbag. So I found out what she has in her handbag. So when I started the interview, I told him what was in the Queen's handbag, which was a meat hook.
Oh, she does not have
She carries a hook in the handbag.
Hook hand?
No, she carries a hook in the handbag so that she can hang it on the edge of things so her handbag never touches the ground. Ray was so impressed that when he signed the book, he said, Andrew, many thanks for the interview and the Queen.
They say that plumbers have the worst...
That's what you were going to say, wasn't it?
Worst plumbers crack. No, I was actually going to say that plumbers often have the worst plumbing in their houses. You, as a doctor, if we were to go into your bathroom, do you have a well-stocked medicine cabinet?
Not in my bathroom. My medicine stuff is just...
In the kitchen?
Yeah, it's in the kitchen. It's okay. It's got to be high, so the kids can't get to it. There's nothing to climb on here.
That's it there?
Yeah, that's it there.
And what's on the other side?
That's something
That's
else.
Daddy's medicine. I have heard that you are very particular about your barbecue.
You're touching it.
Sorry. Are we allowed to lift the skirts?
We can lift the skirt. I've always taken pride in barbecuing.
I can see the pride. Is this tonight's dinner? It's good for your teeth, a bit of charcoal.
No, you've got to leave that on there, because if you don't, it'll rust. That's very good. You clean that off, obviously, before you cook.
Now, of all the things I've read about you on Wikipedia,
yes,
there was one that piqued my interest the most. And this... Don't panic.
What are you reading about with Wikipedia?
Well, this was that you have a heart-shaped birthmark, but you haven't said where it is. If I just point, you can tell us where it is.
We'll play that game, hot and cold.
OK, you're hot and cold.
All right. No, cold.
Cold?
Clearly, you're pointing to my face.
Well, that's true.
Okay, warmer. You're getting warmer. Warmer. Cold.
This side?
Yes. Warmer.
Oh, you're making this up.
No, I'm not.
OK.
Warmer. Yep, about there. I don't know what you're pointing at there.
No, but that's going to give me some thoughts for Sunday.
That's exactly right. That's as far as we go.
So how am I looking?
You're actually clinically dead.
I knew it.
It's surprising. You're weeing pear juice.
It's a gift. I feel like Gandhi.
I'm so relieved you said it was pear juice, because for a moment I thought you were diabetic.
Yeah.
Very sweet.
Got you all a beauty. I think it does count as good cholesterol. Look, there'll be another celebrity house tour next week. Hugh Jackman, if you were watching, it'll be you.
With classy stuff like this, he'll be calling Amanda.
I've got plenty more where that came from. There's stacks more stuff to come on the living room. Barry does the time warp back to an amazing house in the 70s. But we'll be right back with Chris, still lost in stunning Valparaiso. Welcome back to the living room. Now, we started tonight's show with Chris in Valparaiso in Chile. If it's such a beautiful place, why aren't there more tourists there?
I wondered that, but then I thought, well, if I got lost there, maybe all the tourists get lost and never make it home to tell good stories about the place.
It's also very steep.
It is, but you've got to remember the whole point of me being here is to try to find this best view in town, and I still haven't done it yet. Everything you read about Valparaiso talks about it being a photographer's paradise, because everywhere you go, there's a different shot that you could take, and in a way, it's true. It doesn't have the reputation of, say, Venice or the Cinque Terre, but there is literally a shot around every corner. It's amazing.
I've barely been here half a day and already I'm bumping into old friends. Remember that guy from the elevator from hell?
A sensor. I keep on... I'm going around in circles and I find you. Do you really walk 2 dogs and a cat?
Sí.
Look at this guy. You're my favourite Valparaisan.
Ciao.
It's just amazing how friendly are people from Valparaiso. He's given me his name and address to call by and say hi for the 3rd time. And he walks a cat.
Last year, this little port was voted one of the world's most underrated cities. And I'm beginning to understand why. I've been lost most of the day, but the locals here are so friendly, I'm happy to try a door knock.
Hola.
Hola, hola.
¿Cómo está?
Bien.
You speak English? Habla inglés.
I will say, I will try. You try? Come in, please.
Really?
Really?
You sure?
Sure, why not?
Thank
I'm
you.
not going to leave you outside.
Gracias. Come in.
This way.
Ah, hola. How are you?
Francisca.
Chris. Do you play?
Did I play? Yes, a little bit.
This instrument in Australia terrorises many parents of school children.
Why?
In Australia, we call this a recorder. Amazing. Very good.
The harder you blow, you're going to get dizzy. It's going to take a long time, I guess. See how you're going to play something like that.
Can you play this for me?
Yes.
Can we do a duet? You probably took over a bit there. I was there, but just on a lower level than you, so you couldn't hear me, but you were very good.
Music is the food of love, but all this love is making me hungry.
This place is incredible. They call Valparaiso the quirkiest city in South America. Unless you're shouting from the rooftops with colour, energy and vibrancy, you just blend in.
This is the signature dish of Valparaiso, chorolano. It's a heart attack on a plate. A mountain of chips, sausage, fried onion and cheese, all for $5.
Where do you start here? You almost need a funicular to get up to the top of this thing. If you get stuck and lost in the streets of Valparaiso, you don't want to go hungry, and clearly this could keep you going for days while you're trying to find your own house.
Fueled up and good to go. Now remember, I'm tracking an address that a mate of mine reckons has the best view in Valparaiso.
Seems like the more we search, the further we seem to get away from this view. Come down onto the plain, which is where a lot of the locals do their shopping. Hola. I'm getting directions, but we need to get serious about this because time is ticking away. The sun's going to set soon.
But first, un momento. Everyone in this town has their own style, so it's time to find mine.
Hola.
Hola.
Quiero sombrero.
Está bien.
Yeah? I'd like a hat.
Eres muy alto, muy grande tu cabeza.
Was that a big... I have a big head?
Yes.
That translates.
Este es sombrero de guaso.
For Wasso. That's a cowboy.
Hey, cowboy.
Hope you're ready, Valparaiso, because the Chilean cowboy has just ridden into town. I really need that horse. That cowboy needs a horse. Makes these hills a lot easier. You're not going to believe it. We're here. It should be just one of these. 389. Apparently on the other side of this building here, the whole city just opens up to this amazing vista. Don't. 389, Subida Artilleria, and they're not home. It's not ending here. Oh, no, it's not over. You know, it's probably very Valparaiso of me to say this, but maybe the best view in Valparaiso is actually the view you get on the way to the supposed best view in Valparaiso. In the meantime, this one's not bad.
Well, they obviously were home. They were just hiding from the crazy gringo in the strange hat.
Funny Wasso hat.
Honestly, for a period of time, seconds, I actually thought that looked good.
It's the altitude got to you.
I think it did, but that destination, Valparaiso, that will be the next super hot spot. That is a very special place.
It looks absolutely amazing. If you'd like to see that story again, well, it's waiting for you on our website. And we've got a lot to cram in after the break. Barry, we still have to see the 70s house. It's a little round the bend. And last night's eliminated MasterChef contestant will spill the beans. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the living room. Every week we talk to an eliminated MasterChef contestant, and last night the MasterChef dream ended for TK Newen. Please welcome TK. Hello.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Do we need team hugs?
No, I'll be fine.
Will you be okay?
Total knockout, I'm tough.
I know.
Oh, I like that.
The name said it all, didn't it?
That's it. I love MasterChef. I'm a huge fan. But when you said that, TK stands for total knockout, pow, 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 I fell in love with you straight away. It was great. But interestingly, we got to know you really well because the amount of challenges you're up against.
That's right.
Tell me, TK, is it just exhaustion that lost you that last challenge?
Oh, that last challenge, I mean, I received a turkey. And I mean, who eats turkey unless it's Christmas or Thanksgiving? And yeah, it was exhaustion. I wasn't thinking. All this pressure just got to me.
Will you ever cook turkey again for Christmas? Are you just going to say, stuff it, we're having fish fingers?
I never want to see another turkey in my life. Like, just give me a normal chook. What's the difference? The chook's cuter, it's smaller, it's easier to cook. You know, I don't want to see another turkey. Just
Fair enough.
Take it away.
Just pow, pow, pow it.
Just pow, pow, pow it into the rubbish bin.
I just want to know, you went through so many eliminations and you're sitting in a house, you're sleeping in a house with all those MasterChef contestants. Are there elimination nightmares taking place? Can you hear people going, no, Gary, no, Matt, no, Matt? Like, is that all you hear at night?
I was rooming with a lot of females, so no, I didn't hear any of that, but most of the time I wasn't asleep at 2. Amina and I were actually karaokeing upstairs. SingStar.
This is another side of the MasterChef house you don't see, isn't it?
Yeah, what was your song?
Oh, Careless Whisper, George Michael. Yeah.
You had plenty of time, at least enough time to make some great friends. That was really obvious to me. You guys really bonded in that house, particularly with Amina, and she's another one of my favourites. I love the way she cooks. How far do you reckon she could go in this?
I think Amina's going to make it all the way to the end. I think she's got this in the pouch, possibly. She's got this awesome background, Egyptian and Korean, and it just shows in her cooking. She cooks with her heart.
And what's her karaoke song?
Careless Whisper.
Same as well.
We're a pair.
Careless Whisper, the new theme song of MasterChef.
The duets.
We've talked about the karate. and we know what happened last night, the confusion over the duck. What we want to do, knowing your background in karate, is give you a chance to get one back on the duck. Okay, so if you wouldn't mind just standing up there.
Little TK pow.
Look, I always want to make it very
pretty good.
clear.
Don't put it in front of your face.
I don't feel entirely comfortable with this. It's a lovely duck, and you are going to hurt it.
So you want me to punch that duck?
I want you to punch it and feel better about the duck so you can move on with the rest of your life.
Wow, this is going to be great. I can't wait.
Come on, pow.
Pow!
Let's all go do some karaoke. Well, look, thank you so much for talking to us tonight.
You're a delight.
And you absolutely are. And good luck with all your future adventures. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, thanks, TK. Now, Barry, your story tonight, you're not actually strapping on a nail belt.
No, they give me the week off the tools, and every now and then I'm going to go and visit an amazing house. And this week's house has a lot in common with the big banana at Coffs Harbour, a pizza oven, and even the 1973 Sydney to Hobart winner. The reason being, it was made completely of cement and chicken wire. Ooh. Can you imagine living in a house like that? When this house was built, Chris and Miguel were just a twinkle in their father's eyes. Amanda, I imagine, had pigtails and a crush on David Cassidy. I was dreaming about being an astronaut and one day living on the moon. If I did, this is the house I'd live in. And the owners of this shagadelic 70s pad are mad about their house.
I think we live here maybe 7 years now.
7 years. Looking through the property section, there was a very minuscule ad, and it said that there was a retro-style house which had land value only. But when we saw the house, we thought,
this is it, we have to have it.
Is the one.
Let's go. Unreal.
Hey, Barry, how's it going?
Mia, how are you?
Very
Thanks for
good.
having
How
me
are
home. The detail starts at the doorbell, the 70s. What an era.
Everything has
What
to
a
be
house.
proper. That's it.
Let's have a look through.
Yeah, come on.
Amazing.
Check this lounge room.
I love it. I love everything about it already. Is everything from the 70s in this house?
Everything from 1976, whatever you see here is genuine.
Which came first, the furniture or the house?
The furniture came first, and then when I saw the house, I thought, this is a home for all my collecting. It's a non-stop project.
Is it?
Yeah.
Where will it end then?
God knows.
God knows. Experimental and completely one of a kind. What makes this 70s house unique is it's made entirely of reinforced concrete. But the trick to creating a house like this has more to do with building a pizza oven or boat, rather than a typical suburban home. As well as the sculpture, it's incredibly strong, and there's only 3 real elements in it. Some structural steel or reinforcement bar. We bend that up and create some structure, like the ribs in your belly. Once I've got that in place, I'm going to put these ties over it. Then all I have to do is sort of wrap the reinforcement wire over the superstructure. And it's as simple as that. And then one hell of a lot of ferrous cement. Vlad and Mia's house is like a time warp. Almost every surface is in original condition. A little bit of storage here. I used to have a singlet made out of that material. Yeah, fantastic.
Yeah, check
and this pebblecrete is sort of like what would be in a pool normally, isn't it?
That's it. So you can actually jet blast the floors when you clean them.
And where they have renovated, they've blended old and new seamlessly. Okay, so these are obviously new, these cupboards.
Yeah, just those are new, but we tried to match the color with the tiles. How about these tiles?
They're original.
Yeah,
they're amazing. I love that colour.
Yeah.
Really in keeping with the 70s. And the range of it, I love how they've just sculpted the vent into the superstructure.
Yeah, great
The whole
detail.
thing, the details, the bulkheads, the way they reflect the light. So well thought out.
Yeah,
so curvaceous and beautiful. It's curvy. It's groovy. In fact, there's not a straight line or plumb wall in the entire house. I've got to tell you, this answers a question for me. I was wondering how you were going to have the bed up against one of these walls, and
Yeah.
you don't. You put it in the middle of the room.
Right in the middle.
Take advantage of the gorgeous view.
Absolutely.
It's not everyone's cup of tea, but this fab Faro house is incredibly strong, cool in summer and warm in winter.
It's been 40 years, not one crack, not one settlement of a
It doesn't
of a land.
move, like the winds can be howling around, there's no movement, nothing whatsoever. You feel secure in here, it kind of hugs you.
Coffee's ready. Feels like a cave, like a 20th century modern cave.
Well, it's kind of like a 70s cave.
Yeah.
I think the architect was ahead of his time and the builder was
Yeah.
incredibly brave to take this on, because where would you start, you know?
Beyond brave.
Honestly, you're a couple of the luckiest cavemen alive, I think.
And not just because of my looks.
No, not just your looks, mate.
Beautiful. It's like the Flintstones and the Jetsons all in one.
It was a great house. I mean, seriously, at the time it was way ahead of its time, but like a lot of things from the 70s, it didn't sort of grab.
No, it's like my cement and chicken wire flares.
Very firm.
Very firm.
Curvaceous.
They're the only thing that have remained firm, sadly. Fabulous stuff, Barry. And I'm sorry to say that's the living room for another week. Oh, I know. Well said. We will be back next week to fire up your Friday night. Chris takes us to the latest must-visit destination, the mysterious painted hills of Central Australia.
There is beauty in the fact there is nothing.
Barry asks a professional to renovate a home for maximum profit.
Every dollar you save as a renovator is an extra dollar of profit earned.
And Miguel shows off his muscles. They're all the way from New Zealand and they're delicious.
Work it!
Yeah! So I hope you can join us next time. It just wouldn't be the same without you. We'll see you then.